in God's name is going on in here? What was that ruckus?
What ruckus?
I was just in my office and I heard a ruckus.
Could you describe the ruckus, sir?
Okay, here's what I would have done. Bro, no one cares what you would have done. Actually, everyone cares. Welcome to Let Me Book the Territory, the podcast made for smart marks and nostalgia nerds. Brought to you by the Embrace the Turn-Up Podcast Network. And now your hosts, A-Dub,
BA,
E-Ray, and J-Mo.
Ridiculous. With that said, guys, we can probably start the show now. I have no notes. Dub, I'm sure he'll try to keep us on track. And
I'll start taking notes again at some point.
Yeah, I just finished watching NXT, and it was really good. So, love that. Anywho, and we can start now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of the highest of ages, welcome to the greatest wrestling podcast of all time. It is Let Me Book the Territory. It is I, E-Ray, the quasi-bad guy, the Diet Coke of evil. Some call me Black Adam, but, you know, be that as it may, I'm here. We have a 3/4 full house tonight. We have the not so constipated A-Dub back in the building. What's going on, brother?
You know the vibes. It's your boy A-Dub, the tribal chief of this podcast game, the pod god, if you will. I'm feeling good. Some good wrestling going on, you know, so let's get into it.
Yerp. And we have the chin strap champion himself, the king of Carhartt. It is B.A.DiBiase.
I'm punching myself like Adam Page last week. I think I gave myself a black eye. Y'all can't see it.
I'm a man.
Because I'm a man, goddammit. No, it's B.A.DiBiase, who is a man in the building.
Oh.
I'm 35, I'm a man.
Well, all
B.A.
right.
Gundy in the building.
Yes, right. No, B.A.DiBiase in the building. All that fun stuff. Looking forward to talking some wrestling, getting into some pretty solid shows this week. So yeah, let's get it cracking, fellas.
Where y'all want to start?
All right, before we get started, everybody here at Let Me Book the Territory would like to send our condolences out to Kevin Nash and his family. Unfortunately, Kevin's son Tristan passed away at the way too young age of 26, which was reported right before we started recording today. So thoughts and prayers out to Big Daddy Cool, Kevin Nash, and his family. That being said, I think we can just kind of start with the week, guys. Monday Night Raw.
You just brought my energy really down.
I was about to say,
I don't
man,
know
like
what to
Kevin
do.
Nash is having a rough year.
Right.
First Scott Hall, now his son. Jeez.
And it's Scott Hall's birthday today.
Jeez Louise.
RIP to the bad guy.
Any more punches in the dick
So
for poor Kevin Nash? Jeez, sorry, Kev.
Thanks, Dub. He's like, yeah, so much carnage and mayhem in life. Let's walk and talk about Raw.
Our trademark close of our show. This man created the seg.
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna tiptoe in the Raw. So I'm watching Raw, and I didn't think this was the best episode of the Trips era. Who, unfortunately, Trips is out with COVID right now, so he wasn't even there to take all the blame for this. But that being said, the way this era is going, even when the episode isn't that great, it's still kind of good. Started off with a bang. Bobby Lashley was clearly listening to E-Ray last week. Our influence on the world can no longer be denied, and he beat the brakes off of Brock Lesnar. So let's start there. E-Ray, how did you feel about your homie Bobby Lashley calling in the strength of the ancestors and the strength of the Black Panther to beat the shit out of Brock Lesnar?
Honestly, I don't really have feelings about it because I didn't get to see it. So I'm really sad about that. I will go back to watch it. Yeah, but I mean, with that said, good for him, man. We need a win. Black people have lost Kanye West. We lost Stacey Dash. Apparently, they're kind of like together. They're a package deal.
I feel like we lose Kanye like over and over again. Like we've been losing him since like the last 10 years. It sounds like.
No. They're different versions of black people. He's unshed his blackness or layers of blackness. You know,
yeah,
blackness
he like
is
peeled
layers.
it like an onion.
Like he lost his cool blackness. Then he went and turned heel, and then he came back and was like, "Oh, I'm with the gospel folks. I'm like conservative black now. Oh, Jesus, everything Jesus, the blood of Jesus." And then he went, they lost that version of him, and now it's just like common sense Kanye. He's like millionaire Kanye, billionaire Kanye. We're losing him now. Now, at one point, we're just not even gonna have shoes. And I was like, I still like his shoes. So. He's just taking everything away from me systematically. We already lost music maker Kanye because I don't give a shit about what he be making nowadays. So it's really just at a point where I'm just like, come on, bruh. And yeah, we've been losing so many smaller battles. It's good to see Bobby Lashley take it out on big Brock Lesnar and say, I'm tired of this shit. I see what you be doing, nigga. You ain't slick. He looked him in his eyes and said, Wakanda Forever comes out in 2 weeks. I'm gonna fuck you up for
Not
the
today,
ancestors.
Jesus. Not today.
Love it.
Try Jesus. Don't try me. Anyways, BA, how'd you feel about Bobby putting the whooping on Brock?
Of course I loved it. Dude, is there a question? It's just like, come on now. You heard us last week. Like we went off on the agenda of Brock, our Black Terminator here. So nah, man. I loved it. I love seeing it. It at least gives us more buy-in as far as just the X's and O's, the actual match. We believe that Bobby can actually wrestle Brock now because they made it so weird with them at the Royal Rumble and then the Elimination Chamber. The Chobani chamber issue that happened where he just kind of passed out in the chamber,
about that.
and then so he could kind of get out of there so Brock could kill everybody else and not squash Bobby.
Oh, my shoulder.
So it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope, man. So yeah, this gave me some more excitement for the Crown Jewel match.
Does that change your thinking? Do you think Bobby can go over Brock at Crown Jewel? Do you think they feel brave enough to book that?
That's a good question, Dub.
I think you have to ask yourself, what is it that the Saudis want? It doesn't matter what we think can happen. Do the Saudis now see Bobby Lashley in this new iteration? Bum, 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 bum. Do you see that bigger than Brock Lesnar's whole lineage?
Okay, let's pretend that the Saudis don't book the endings of the matches. If you were booking that match out, would you book Bobby?
That's a...
I know. It's a stretch. It's a stretch.
28 million over like 10 years. I think that's a pretty foregone conclusion. But if it was me and I was booking it honestly, it would depend on what's next. If you're taking Bobby now and you shooting him to that next level, you gotta do it. But
so then here, let me put it to you like this: we don't get Brock again until Rumble.
Yes, then that means you send him out on his sword with Bobby getting the rub that he deserves because Bobby's still here, and then Brock can disappear. And then you'll forget about it because it doesn't matter. Roman beat Brock 18 times and he's still around. And Brock has beat Roman like 5 to 6 times. They've wrestled 87 times. And I don't even remember them anymore. Like, I don't even remember the outcomes. That's why I said, yeah, these niggas I remember one getting demolished and then the other one losing. Yeah. I don't even care about this. So at this point, Yeah, let Bobby win, and now you got a nice, new, shiny, big, gigantic figure that you can start kind of meshing into that big title picture at any time you want to. If you want to break up the titles, bam. If you want to keep the titles together, now you got somebody else that can actually hang with them. But it really just depends on that. If you're just trying to, go with Brock and you have nothing for Bobby, then sure, yeah, it makes sense to just let Brock win it, because then Brock is always going to be Brock. So it honestly, it doesn't matter. Bobby should win regardless, because you're trying to establish a new main guy as well, because then you have that pantheon where it's Roman. It's always going to be a big deal no matter what he's doing. Then you have Bobby in that, usher him into it, and then you always have break in case of Brock emergency. So it just makes sense to me.
Okay. BA, let me ask you this question. How would you feel if they turn this Brock Bobby thing into like a mega match thing that they're just going to do? So say Bobby wins, and then you get Brock Bobby 3 at the Rumble for the tiebreaker.
I'm absolutely fine with that. It keeps.
Well, actually, you know what? Hold on. I take that back. That would mean Brock would have to win, because Bobby won originally.
Did he?
No,
So Brock
I thought
would
Brock
have to-
won
yeah,
at the
because-
Rumble last year.
No, Bobby
Yeah,
won,
he did, 'cause
that's
he was
when
the champion. You're correct.
Brock decided he wanted to go after Roman.
Yeah, because I remember being real hot about
Oh,
Bobby coming
did he-
out
did
first,
he beat
being the
him like
champion.
2 weeks later?
I think he
Or-
beat him
No,
out
so-
on Raw or something.
Brock won at Bobby won at the Rumble because of Roman, and then Brock put himself in the Rumble and won the Rumble, and then took Bobby's belt at
Yes.
Elimination Chamber just to
Okay,
be spiteful.
Yes, that all
And
tracks.
that's how they unified.
So
Brock would have to win this one, but yeah, how would you feel if they decided this was going to be a thing going forward? Brock Bobby. You get Brock Bobby 3 at Rumble.
I'm all for it. Mostly because like I was gonna say, it's gonna keep Brock away from the heavyweight title or undisputed title picture. It gives Bobby some more buy-in to be justified in that picture when he's appropriately put into it, because he was just battling with Brock. Brock is the biggest slayer of people and the most notable
Slayer,
champion
man.
outside of who's holding the title now. The titles now. But I'm good with it. It gives them something to do. It makes sense from a booking standpoint. They don't need to be dealing with titles, so I'm fine with it.
Okay. Interested. Yeah, I'm way more bought into this now, because I've never seen anybody like just beat up Brock Lesnar the way Bobby did on Monday. And
Right.
That's all you had to
I was
say.
a fan.
I don't remember
I
that
was a
being
fan.
like spread in the chat, because I would have watched it. I forget what I was doing on Monday. Probably trying to sleep from working all goddamn day. But at this point, I want to see it.
I mean, I figured that by Thursday you would have at least watched Raw. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
I never watch
you're
the stuff
crazy.
live. I always watch it after the fact, because I got kids.
You're crazy. Unless
No.
somebody tells me that, oh, this happened, and it encourages me. If I ain't catch it, you lucky. I went back for NXT, thankfully, and it was good. But yeah, Raw, I was like, I don't need to see Raw right now.
Yeah, I mean, it was all right. Like I said, it wasn't the greatest Raw, but like it was still kind of good. One thing I am kind of not liking so far is what they're doing with Candice LeRae.
Yes.
I don't think she was one of the people that you could just bring back and say, "Hey,
It's Candice LeRae."
surprise comeback." You're like unless you were an NXT diehard, you didn't know. She just kind of showed up. I remember when she showed up, like I was like, that kind of sounds like Candice LeRae's old music, but no, she's got a kid. And then there she was. And like they just kind of have her. First off, they're using the Poison Pixie type thing when she was a heel doing that, and now she's a face doing it. And
with the same
even
face,
worse-
with the same heel music, by the way.
yep, even worse, she's a very Steven-like face. Nothing to her. She just smiles. She's got a cool moveset. I don't know if she's had one interview or promo since she's been back. Like,
No,
they got to figure out something. They got to figure out something
Look,
quick.
they
just
said,
throw
hey,
in the tank.
hang out with Bianca Belair, and yeah, that just automatically would make you okay, right? No, we need more to this character, and unfortunately, because she did just come back unannounced with like nothing, no story, no nothing. And I mean, last time they just had her wrestle somebody. And I was like, okay, I love the music. I was like, oh, that's cool. That's Candice LeRae. But where is, like, her best work is as a heel. And we need more heels. So if she gets a couple beat downs or something, then she calls Indy up and then they start reforming their kind of little heel connection. Works. But the problem is they have so many female heels. They need some baby faces. Some good ones, because there is none. It's like you got Big Back Pose. That's about it.
Oh, she's a full Steve now.
Yeah.
Full
I
disagree.
Steve.
I disagree.
Really? She's just boring.
She's
to
growing
me,
on
man.
me. She's growing on me because
So like, I would say like the way she does her ring work, it works better on the main roster for the big spot things, but her presentation overall is just smile, back pose.
yes,
Smile,
it
back
has
pose.
nothing to
Very
it.
Steve.
Oh yeah, for
Very
sure.
Steve-ish.
No, absolutely in that regard. But I think she's starting to get a little bit more comfortable in like her self. She needs to do more, but definitely I think just like there was a moment in time, maybe about 3 years ago, where Rhea Ripley, we were like, it's over for her. She has no direction. She got called up. She's wearing fucking jigsaw pants or some shit, and no one knew what was going on with that character. It was like, why is this so bad? She had to figure it out as a big, strong woman. Now she's running on all cylinders. I think Big Back Pose, Raquel Gonzalez, will get there, possibly, but you have to give her something to do. And right now, she ain't got nothing to do. Put her against like some crazy odds. She got to go against all of Toxic Attraction. Mandy and the gang are on their way up. I think that's literally why they brought Sonya Deville down there, so she can bring them up. So with that said,
But
you need somebody like that's how you make the best faces. You got to have the equal opposite heel. And if she ain't got nobody, so even if, I mean, unfortunately you can't do it now, but her and Rhea could have some bangers. It would be like Keith Lee and Feast Your Eyes Man.
Oh, Dijak? Yeah. I'm glad you brought up Rhea, because like she's having herself a week, let me tell you. So she's on Monday, she's like the thing she's doing on Monday, which I think is so great, is she's whispering things in Dom's ear for Dom to say during his promo, as he was kind of having a promo off with Styles. And I'm watching, I'm like, oh, this is kind of cringe, but I think that's the point. And as I'm on Twitter, I'm like, oh, this is working. Because people are talking about how this is the worst promo ever. And I'm like, oh, you guys are getting worked so bad. I'm like, damn it. I think Dom is getting good at this.
I mean, did you? So I keep crossing because I didn't see Raw, but I seen NXT, and surprise, surprise, right in your eyes, whole Judgment Day pops up on NXT for the Go Home show. And what did Rhea do? She kind of slid Dom to the side and whispered some shit in his ear. I don't even know why. There's no reason. Her music is still on full blast. She hasn't gotten the ring yet. She's just whispering sweet nothings in his ear, and he's just like, giggity, giggity, all right. I love it. You can't go wrong with that, man. So, again.
Yeah, no, that promo he cut on Monday was great. It was great because it was so bad, and then it led to him legitimately beating AJ Styles, which
I did see that part.
insane to
I think
think
I watched
about.
a piece of that, and I was like, I didn't like it, but I see why. And I was like, okay. Because, again, your biggest faction can't just keep taking L's.
Yeah.
Right.
Second biggest faction, excuse me.
Yeah, but other than that, like I said, Raw, it wasn't the best of the Triple H era, but still kind of good. Elias is back, thank God.
Seen that. Now, that's what I want to talk about. How
Yeah.
good is Matt? Yo, it's E-Ray, the quasi-bad guy, the Diet Coke of evil, the side god of pod, and I'm here to tell y'all, come check out my show, Binge Flicks and Chill. You never know what you're going to get, but we always talking some good shit when it comes to television and the latest movies. So we want to bring y'all in. We want to make sure you have a good time. You learn something, you laugh, you cry, you might stab a nigga or two. I don't know what you're going to get, but that shit's popping. So come check out Binge Flicks and Chill. And it's me, E-Ray, and I'm out. Everything is done.
Oh yeah, he gets it,
bro.
man.
I would like to just play with you, and I brought my bongos, and you want to hit my bong?
Yeah,
I knew it was coming. Knew it was coming.
Oh yeah.
And then Elias brings out the keyboard, and I'm like, who's gonna interrupt him? What's gonna happen? And I'm just like, oh, so good, so good.
It's just so good. Yeah,
Good stuff, man. Love seeing Elias back.
and I appreciate the nod to Ezekiel saying he had his career cut short by Kevin Owens. I was like, all right, not mad at it. Fuck it, why not? Yeah, no, very happy Elias is back. Interrupting Elias is just like one of the great things in wrestling.
Yes, it is.
Also, on that same caveat, a good question to ask: is this the best Seth Rollins that we've seen thus far?
You know, I saw you post that on Twitter, and I've legitimately been thinking about it ever since.
I don't know, right?
Damn it, you might be
I
right.
think you are right, E-Ray. You can't argue with it because the first he got going, that was all kind of like Triple H's guy. He's getting the push, he's getting the rub. Now he's showing that he's earning what he's about to be getting and what he's getting now. I feel like character work, man. It's incredible.
So for me, I mean, and BA, I don't want to understate what he had been doing.
Right.
But his character work was nuts beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
He was like insane. Like,
Yeah,
oh my gosh, look at me. I'm doing the heelest of heel work. I broke John Cena's nose. I turned on the hottest faction at the time.
He broke Sting's neck.
I don't think that was a story wise, but yeah, maybe.
It happened. Can't deny it. It happened. He sent that man to AEW. Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Now, thanks to him, he's invincible because Sting he no-sells everything now because he has a whole exoskeleton made out of adamantium or some shit.
Exactly, man. But Logan out here.
It's made out of actual scorpions.
Yeah. Just shoot
venom
out
comes
of
through my veins.
Sting is the real Scorpion
The
King.
Black Scorpion, man, from back in the day, WCW. He's the real Black Scorpion.
He's the Crow. Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
But Seth Rollins is doing a fantastic job. He's done it then. Then he would become face, and it would be great. But then it comes stale because baby faces.
It would lose steam.
Yeah, because you just can't. Like baby faces are so limited in what they can do. But Seth Rollins coming out in these absurd things. His music has finally hit the all-time high of what the music is supposed to be. I feel like every iteration added an extra beat, and then it finally just it was kind of like Lil Wayne let the beat build. It's it's that little part and it just keeps building. First it was the I was like, this is just too rocky. It doesn't have a pop. And then it just kept growing.
Then they added to Burn It Down to it.
Burn it down.
And then they turned completely left when he was like the preacher cult man. And you're like, all right, this don't really knock the way the other one did, but it's got a melody. Mm-hmm. And then the guys at Def Rebel, their new guys, were like, put it all together.
Right.
Burn
it down. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so good.
Character
now.
development,
it slaps.
Man.
And then he comes out here, he's quoting fucking Fred Hampton, which still makes me cringe, but I just can't hate the guy. Every time he says that, I'm a revolutionary, I'm a visionary. I was like, oh, you watched that movie, and I'm so mad. But at least he's doing his greatest work with it. So again, black people inspire the masses. That's my takeaway. That's what I got.
We are undeniable.
Yep.
Nah, so I was thinking about it. I was trying to think. I'm like, I don't know if the Seth right after Triple H turned on him. I think that might be the second. Leading up to like when he took the belt off of Brock.
The Beast Slayer?
I
Yeah.
put Beast Slayer in
No.
third.
I think that was second.
No,
I put Beast Slayer in third.
Monday Night Rollins got stale to me. Like got stale quickly.
Wait, what would you count as Monday Night Rollins?
From the second he took that belt off of Brock to the point where he got injured.
You talking about when he injured his knee from Kane, like his first run?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that run was insane. That was
No,
like
that was the
greatest
OG
Rollins.
run. Yeah, that was the
that
OG
one
run.
is the greatest.
That
run
was number
ever.
two.
He had J&J security.
That's what I said. It's number 2.
But what did you just say?
No,
that
you said Beast Slayer was number 1. No way. That's like
No, yeah. After he beat Brock, that's when he went on that crazy run and then blew out his knee.
no. Those are two different
Yeah,
iterations.
those are
you
those
sure?
are absolutely two different scenarios.
Oh wait, you're talking about the first time he beat Brock. When he stole it from when it was Rock
Roman.
versus Roman.
No.
And
No,
he
when he
cashed
beat
in.
Brock clean.
Oh no, that's a
beat Brock
completely
clean.
different. That's the
yeah, that's
second
Beast
iteration.
Slayer about to
That
turn
was-
into Monday
he was
Night
a
Rollins.
face. Yeah, he was a
Correct.
huge face. No, I didn't
Correct.
like that one.
No,
He reached the
You didn't
pinnacle.
like Beast Slayer?
No, he reached the pinnacle at the win, and then it went downhill from there. The first Rollins is when he was like he turned on his boys. He had J&J security. He then cashed in, wins the belt, and then he wins the United States Championship as well. And he's just going on a crazy tear. He's wrestling like every week, putting on crazy matches, and then at a house show he blows his knee doing a sunset power bomb against Kane. And I was like, this dude was going crazy. That's the best Rollins. Like he has so much heat. He was great, and he was coming out like a Power Ranger.
Okay. You might be
No,
right.
that's my
is it
favorite
fair to
Rollins.
say there's like 4 phases of Rollins that we've seen
Absolutely.
in WWE since he's been called up? There's 4 phases. I don't count the Shield as a phase because they weren't even characters yet. They were just dudes.
He definitely wasn't a character. The only character was
Roman.
Dean Ambrose.
Oh yeah, Dean.
yeah.
Dean
Roman
talked.
was bland as hell.
Roman
too.
was just
Samoan Steve.
Razor Ramon.
Yeah, I don't know if
Jr.
Roman said 3 words besides believe in the Shield.
Yeah.
That entire
You
time.
right. Big facts.
Believe in the
Oh
Shield.
man.
Ooh-ah!
So stale.
That's all he said for like 9 months.
So phase 1 is my eyes is when he turned on the Shield and went on that crazy run that you just described.
That's Wiz hair. He had the Wiz patch.
Yeah,
Blonde
exactly.
patch. That's number 1.
And then phase 2 would be Beast Slayer, correct?
Mm-hmm.
When he was trying to slay the Brock Beast, and then
Yep.
phase 3 was after he
That's
won
a
the
phase.
title that second go around, and then became Monday Night Rollins, got hurt, and then now we have maniacal Joker-esque Rollins as phase 4.
So I would argue there's 5
I
because
know.
There's one with the Fiend when he was
Yeah.
battling the Fiend. Are you talking about that title run?
No.
There's one when he was like what was he calling? Was he just calling himself the Visionary?
Oh
basically
yes,
the
that's before he
evolution of
turned
this
it.
one.
I kind of skipped it. Yeah, that's kind of what he
Yeah.
turned into when he was
He
like
was- he
doing
was
the.
Thunderdome Rollins.
Yeah.
Correct.
He thought he was a preacher.
Yes, and he had the one
And he
glove
had Rollins
on.
Cole.
Yeah,
Preacher Rollins. Preacher
Yeah.
Rollins.
He had Preacher Rollins.
was the
He had
evolution.
AOP
pulled out
Rock
Rey
and Roll.
Mysterio's eye. Yes, that Rollins.
Yeah.
Yes,
And Aleister Black's too. Yeah.
yes. He's got
Eyeballs for
a
everybody.
collection of eyeballs at his mantle next to his Slammy Awards. Yes. So they are 5 phases. I skipped over that phase. You're all right, but
Yeah.
since we're having this conversation, let's kind of hash it out. So, Dub, you said your favorite was Beast Slayer.
Oh, it's his current one.
Current.
No.
I think current.
Beast Slayer
I think
might be
current
2.
is the best. I think we all agree on current Rollins is the best incarnation of Rollins that we've seen so far.
Yeah.
Me personally, I haven't said mine yet. Next up is the OG, the first phase when he went on that tear, and then I'd have to put number 3 as honestly Beast Slayer. And then 4 is Visionary. 5 is Monday Night Rollins. That's how I line them up in my mind.
I want to say I'm in agreement with you, almost exactly.
Ugh, get out my mind.
I might switch OG Rollins and this Rollins, because even this Rollins still going, so it easily can jump up. But to me, it's like Anchorman and Step Brothers. They literally neck and neck, dog. It doesn't matter which one A, one B.
It's like a whatever you're feeling that day. It could change with the win, basically.
Literally,
they
both got the hits. But
got you.
I think the original OG Rollins was my favorite because it came out of nowhere. Wrestling was like kind of stale. We didn't see that coming. And he went on a crazy tear. Like, he's not the biggest guy, but he was taking out John Cena and Kane. He was taking out everybody and somehow finding a way to do it. And usually chicken shit heels never really wrestle. He was wrestling, beating their ass, and then he also had the security guards. He had so much going for him. And then winning both belts at the same time. That Rollins got cut short. So that injury is that's why that's like my favorite. But then this one is probably my second favorite because he's so crazy. He's pure character because he doesn't even need a title. He's just literally running around doing crazy shit, being the crazy agent of chaos. Yeah, it's like, and the crowd loves it. It's like, you got something.
He's probably only won 3 matches in like the past 2 years.
We're not gonna talk about that.
No one cares. But no one cares.
Get bad talent over.
This is not AEW. It does not matter. Wins and losses do not matter.
Oh, they don't matter in AEW either.
It's all about character.
It ain't mattered since July 2021 if you go look at their website, but you didn't hear that from us.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna get to that at a later date, but BA said it, not me. Yeah. So I would definitely say those are my rounds. Beast Slayer, again, for me, it probably falls at the probably 4th. I don't want to give it 3rd, honestly, but I think because Monday Night Raw just got corny. But Beast Slayer was also corny because of it being a super face gimmick. It was dope, him getting there, because we like, oh, he's not beating Brock clean. And the match they had was fucking good.
It was insane.
Like, wait a second.
It opened up.
Like, this is insane.
It
and
opened
they
up
were
the
going. And I loved it. And I had that shirt, the Beast Slayer, too, because that shit was hard, or Kings, or whatever it was. It was hard. And
Beast Slayer.
I was like, that's a dope ass, like, everything. He had the Game of Thrones shit on. It was fire. But then, literally, after he won, it was the pinnacle. Nothing else was good that he did from that run to me. So that's why I don't remember it as fondly, because I was like, okay, he's here. But this face gimmick is doing nothing for me. So that's why it's a tale of two halves for me with that one. And then, of course, the visionary, or the preacher Rollins, I was like, it never got to be what it was supposed to be, honestly, because they were in the Thunderdome.
Yeah.
The Authors of Pain got hurt because that was who was like supposed to be his heavies.
Oh yeah.
And immediately got hurt, and that just changed everything for him. And that's when he started like doing weird shit. And he had his disciple Murphy, and they started doing weird
Murphy
shit.
In Theory.
Yeah, they started doing weird shit by like abducting Rey Mysterio's daughter and sleeping with her. Like, hey, I didn't ask you to do that.
Weird.
You do that on your own. You wildin', bro.
Oh man,
I understand, but you're wild.
But
it was that type of thing.
E-Ray, I think your points that you just brought up about the adversity of the visionary / preacher Rollins makes even more of a point to make the current incarnation number 1, because of all the stuff that preacher Rollins, all the bullshit it had, like you say, like I forgot about AOP rolling around with him and their manager. I completely forgot about that shit. It was like a month.
That was the original turn.
Right.
That was the original turn. Yeah. He turned around in the backseat. He was like, oh, Rollins was the guy who was the mastermind? Holy shit. And then he was evil. And then he just started dressing a little bit different. And he
It invited the drip, man. It invited the drip into his arsenal.
First, he was a Catholic preacher, a Catholic priest. Now he turned to a Baptist preacher. It's literally
B, I'm gonna hit you with something real quick. You might be able to relate to this more than me and E-Ray can, but the evolution of like preacher Rollins to the visionary that he is now starts with him like legitimately like almost going insane and trying to rip people's eyes out, right?
Yep, remember.
The episode of Raw he did that when he's looking insane, he just has this dead look in his eyes, and everybody's like, "What the fuck is wrong with him?" Was the exact same episode where Becky Lynch announced that she was pregnant.
But he was like, I gotta stop fucking around ripping niggas' eyes out. I gotta do this for my family.
He only had one. Imagine how BA felt when he saw the ultrasound in week 5 that there were 2 heartbeats.
Right. Like, you mean 2, like 1 and my wife's, right? Like,
I said something similar. I'm like, oh, good. We got Justice is healthy. Baby's healthy. They're like, no, sir. Look, we see 2 heartbeats. I'm like, damn, it's early. It's 5 weeks. But
right. Maybe one will absorb the other. Like,
oh my God!
Like, no, that's not what happened. It's like you thought this was.
I didn't go that dark.
You
right,
thought it was Highlander.
BA has some thoughts. They weren't that dark though. I was.
I'm gonna feed these 2 motherfuckers.
But there is a doctor in that hospital missing an eye right now.
We're not gonna talk about that. Anyways, moving on. Moving on. Yes. I understand why Seth snapped. I get it.
Yeah, well,
you get it.
Speaking of snapping, I want to say NXT may have snapped on their way to Halloween Havoc. The go home show to me was fan-freaking-tastic. Honestly, if this was a TV special like AEW likes to do all the time, Wednesday night
every
Dynamite,
month.
Tuesday bouts
once a month
of glorious, all that shit. If this was just one of those, it would have been incredible. So I'm like, did this episode possibly outshine what's going to be at Halloween Havoc?
I got a question for both of y'all. Before I get into that, E-Ray, all the callbacks from NXT past, do you guys think that was the reason why it popped so heavy? Or just literally just go home show, build up for these matches? What are y'all thoughts?
No, absolutely the callbacks.
Okay, that's what I thought. I had to make sure. Had to make sure because I was telling Dub in the pre-pod conversation before we pressed record, E-Ray, I was telling Dub I saw more Dynamite this week so far than NXT. I was shocked at myself.
I did because I watched that and then I went back. I was like, this is way better.
Yeah, I'm kind of kicking myself. I started watching NXT. I haven't finished it yet, but yeah, I was kind of mad at myself. Got duped again by Tony. That's a whole nother discussion.
Honestly, it's so much better. It's literally just like, wow. Look at the title bait. Look at these guys. Look at everything they're doing. Like I said, the whole Judgment Day came out. Toxic Attraction came out. Then I'll say Rhea was there. Sonya Deville was there. The OC, the original club with the Good Brothers came out. Spoiler alert, BA, because I don't know if you've seen all this. It was a lot. And I'm like, well, damn. So much shit is happening. This is incredible.
I've seen it through YouTube clips. You can it's spoiler friendly. It's all good here. So
okay. Well, Rhea beat the brakes off of Roxanne Perez and may have been what I think is her best match in WWE. And I loved it.
Top 4.
Go ahead.
Top 4.
Top 4.
She has 2 matches with Toni Storm in NXT UK.
Who watches that?
But unreal.
That's like the equivalent of trying to say like
nobody watched.
Ruby Soho had the match of her career on Dark. Y'all should have seen it.
Right. Exactly. Shut the fuck up. Hey, dude, cut that shit. In NXT.
But you did not watch NXT UK. You know a lot about that shit.
Every goddamn match that ever happened.
Right. Goddamn.
Nope,
he wrote the Wikipedia page for NXT UK. They just said, hit up A-Dub. He's got it all.
He's executive producing
Fact check
every
with
single
Dub.
episode. Ridiculous.
Oh, I could only imagine if they let me executive produce that show with all that talent they had. Boy, it'd have been a ball. But no, that was a really good match. How did you guys feel about the surprise Nakamura appearance?
Oh yeah, I did see Shinsuke in a clip wearing his Bruce Lee fit. I peeped that.
It didn't do nothing for me. Shinsuke don't get a pop out of me unless he's wrestling Sami Zayn.
Shinsuke got off the surfboard.
Really?
And was like, I
Love Shinsuke,
I guess I'll do a
man.
job.
I love Shinsuke's music, and I love
Same.
Rick Boogs.
We miss you, Rick. Whenever your knee is put back together. He was funny.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Smiles, aka Hip Hop Adam Schefter, aka LaJosh James, aka for all the ladies, the Chocolate Sauce Bandit. You already know what it is. Tune into an Audible Ruckus every week, and don't forget to check out my 2 shows at Shot vs. Smiles and Music Impulse on all streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, Amazon Music, whatever. Tune in. It's your boy Smiles, and I'm out.
Okay. Well, I'm a Shinsuke Nakamura fan.
We can tell.
Anything he does.
I like his
Huge fan.
I like his entrance, and I mean he used to wrestle like with passion in NXT, and when he got brought up to the main roster, it was just like, we need this entrance. We don't care about
Mail
your
it in.
matches. Right.
He's like, good. 'Cause
You just need this
I'm just
big
gonna
entrance.
kick AJ Styles in the dick 3 times. And
Oh,
I'm
my
never win
God.
the title. That's
I
it.
can't wait for the retro episode to talk about the Shinsuke AJ rivalry. I remember seeing the
we
constant
never-
low blows.
Can we never talk about?
And then just hold it there for 30 seconds. Like, so
Right.
like 80s wrestling. It's ridiculous.
So perverse. Like, can you get your forearm off my cock?
Right. You at least
Knock
take him out to
Shimoni's.
dinner first, dude. Jeez.
Right.
Just straight to it.
You could at least kiss me first. But yeah, I was like, oh, that's cool, Shinsuke, great. But really, the story of that was Tony D being such a gaslighting dickbag. That's where the story was. I gotta teach you some discipline. He was like, oh, you just earned your stripes right there, boy. You got your ass whipped. Love you, man. You a cornerstone of the family. Like, nigga, what? My face hurt.
Right, man.
My face hurt.
I mean, don't get me
cuz.
wrong. Stacks of 5 nickels did look good against Shinsuke Nakamura. I was impressed. I was impressed more than anything
See,
else.
Shinsuke got off his surfboard to do a job. Y'all, I was saying it when y'all was talking. I'm like, they hit him up and was like, hey, Shinsuke, I know I can hear the waves in the background, but
You wanna go beat up these white folks?
right, you want to come
Good.
do a job real quick, earn your living, maybe once, get out of catering. It's like,
Oh.
right. Indeed, no. Shout out to Funaki. But yes, it was cool to see him. Like the little clip I saw on YouTube, I was like, oh, Shinsuke, but I don't get the Shinsuke pop anymore, man.
Yeah, it did do
He's
it.
been gone too long for us to
Sorry,
care. It
Doug.
sounds terrible.
No, he's been champ and not defending for too long. He was like, I am the Intercontinental Champion for 8 pay-per-views and never be on any of them.
Because it
Not
was
a pre-
Shinsuke. You see how
not a
if it would have been
pre-show.
anybody else holding it, they probably would have had him featured on the paper on a premium live event. But they were like,
Exactly.
leave that shit on SmackDown. We'll advertise it as a main event on
Right.
SmackDown next week. We ain't gonna put that shit on our pay-per-view. So yeah,
You see how what's the name gets down? Vince. So it is what it is. But
Yep.
other than that, I definitely want to say a pop that did do what it was supposed to do. Not big back pose. Shotzi Blackheart popping up on my TV, never gets old, and she's now going to be the host of Halloween Havoc. But
Co-host.
I was about to say, but they gave her a co-host, and it unfortunately is going to be the super diva Quincy Elliott.
Big Vis.
That's exactly what he said too. What's it
Girl,
about?
no.
Is that their way of saying like, yeah, we understand Southern white people, gay people are still scary to you?
That's a fair
I don't
guess.
know.
Cause I thought it was weird. I'm like, why is he co-hosting? Like, why at all?
So
I'm like,
The
oh,
crowd,
because a segment of the population still thinks that gay black people are scary.
no, because the crowd.
I don't think that,
like
Dub.
the crowd.
I didn't say you, BA. Now I'm thinking it is you because you got defensive about
No, I got a point to why WWE's doing it, but E-Ray, continue before I make my point.
Quincy Elliott is getting a counter pop from the NXT crowd. NXT crowd is very counterculture, so they actually go against what they're supposed to. When Roxanne Perez and Rhea Ripley were going at it, Rhea was hamming it up. The crowd loved her. Rhea Ripley, Rhea. They just going ham and just like, oh yeah, it's so good. Giving her the biggest pop. Quincy comes out there. He gets a really good pop and crowd response. I don't think it's for the reason they think it is. But again, they got him out there. And it's like, for me, I don't enjoy the gimmick. It's not because it's like, okay, because I have no how should I say this? When I watch Sonny Kiss, I'm like, oh, he can go. That's dope. I have no problem with this. I really actually like this. I want to see what they're gonna do with him, except for putting him in the Job Squad, whatever that shit was called.
Truth Busters.
But no, that shit
Trust Busters.
But yeah, never mind.
It's too
Don't
easy.
say that.
Nope.
Moving on. Moving on.
That.
The penalty box is still
about to
open,
say.
sir.
And I'm not going in it.
The Sandman's calling your name.
Yeah, all the Busters. But that's a much better gimmick of a human than whatever they're doing with the Super Diva. I'm like, I don't like. It's everything. It's the physique. It's the presentation. It's the outfit. It's kind of how Nia Jax was presented to me. And I was like, I don't like that presentation. It just with my wrestling, I enjoy a certain amount of like physicality. I like the people to be like, look, either super strong or in fit or in shape. It ain't gotta be like 7 feet tall, blah blah, the Vince mode. But you gotta like look like you can do the things, right? Or if you don't look like you do the things, you gotta have an incredible work rate. It looked like basically Quincy Elliott just did 6 belly flops and then dropped his ass on old dude, and that was the end of the match. And I was like Zion Quinn. That's okay. Well, there you go.
Oh, so many thoughts.
And I get it, and maybe he can get better, but for me, it's a counterculture pop. And I was like, I don't know if he's gonna be at the dancing he's doing. And he was like, I don't know what those dances are. They just was like, I don't know what that shit is called, bro. They didn't know what to say. It was so funny.
Oh,
like, all right.
Goodness. E-Ray, can I step up to the podium? You done now? Because I got it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I
I'm
got
off
some
my
thoughts.
soapbox.
I got some
Go
thoughts.
ahead, because Quincy's coming.
Oh, no, I hope not. See this closet behind me? It's cracked open.
Yeah, that's where he's coming right out of. Super Diva.
Unfriended 3. Big Daddy Quince coming after you.
My Big Daddy Quince. That's the name of this episode. Big Daddy Quince.
Just drags BA into the closet.
And I'm in like a rolling chair too. I'm just gonna slide back like, fuck.
All of a sudden he's hovering over you. You can put the D in Super Diva.
I'm just gonna scream. Taylor, help me.
The last thing you see is BA trying to grab a blunt before he gets pulled into the closet.
Right, something. Jesus. Need more.
I at least need to be
I was about to say I need something to survive that, but my thought process around, since I've seen him on Level Up, not that I watched Level Up, I know that joke was coming, Doug. I know it was coming. And he's like, oh, so BA, you watch Level Up, huh? Nope,
man.
You can't do it to me.
BA out here watching Steve-a-thon.
I didn't say AEW Dark. I said Level Up.
Quincy Elliott versus
Shit, you know the motherfuckers on Level Up?
I mean Quincy. Come on, Dub. Don't even do me like that. But
Hold on.
but I think that Quincy Elliott is here to get our LGBTQ plus crowd more bought in to characters outside of who already is openly out of as far as who they are sexually and gender and all that kind of stuff. I think he kind of represents that segmentation. And then also, like you said, Point, to your counterculture point, E-Ray, you can't ignore the pop he gets. The NXT crowd is very much like Philly, like ECW Philly crowd. Like they don't do stuff the way that traditional wrestling booking would expect crowds to react to. But I think that there's that, because it's kind of like how like when WWE goes overseas and they feature certain people. I think that this is part of that. They're trying to plug into a subculture that maybe they're not as plugged into already with their current presentation. So
you're saying they want that gay dollar?
I was trying to keep it as politically correct as I possibly could without getting into the penalty box. So yes.
Okay. But let me say this.
But anyways, BA talking about he recognizes the names on Level Up. Hold on.
Oh my God.
On today's Level Up, Miles Bourne went 1-on-1 with Ike Manjiro.
What?
Bryson Montana went 1-on-1 with Duke Hudson. And Javier Bernal went 1-on-1 with Andre Trace.
I know him too.
How many of those names do you know, BA?
2.
3.
And how many of them are just Steve's?
1.
Andre Chase.
Andre Chase is the most legit talent.
Duke Hudson, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's a Steve.
Right?
Now.
Why they not pushing Duke? He get
what
that.
on Level Up?
They did. They pushed him into Bryson Montana.
Whoa.
Oh well, he's not. Well, I guess he is open. Is he openly out? Oh, he's out now.
No, he's not.
That's what I'm saying. That's why. There you go.
That other dude, what his boyfriend was to beat him up.
I'm about to back up into this over here.
All right.
I don't know.
Who was the guy? Did they fire? Did he now popped up in what's his name? He had the techno music.
I forget his name.
Yeah, but he was. I mean,
Shiny Jacket Steve.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But they also, there's a report out there of how Bowens, they wanted to sign Bowens and they forgot.
Wow.
They forgot?
That might have been when Triple H had his heart attack.
No, like I knew he was one of those guys that like just ended up signing with AEW instead of NXT.
No, it wasn't instead of NXT. NXT wanted Bowens, Anthony Bowens. They wanted him bad, and it was like, oh, this guy's got it. Let's go get him. And then
so they just forgot to hit send on DocuSign
for 3 months.
Like?
For 3 months.
Oh, this was definitely when Trips was in the hospital and they was figuring shit out.
They forgot he wasn't signed, and all of a sudden they
Bruce
were like,
Pritchard's
absolutely. And they were like, wait, they seen him pop up on AEW. It was like, wait, what? He was, and they looked. It's like,
somebody got fired for sure.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Somebody,
especially as you're watching what he's becoming now. So again, with that said, even with the Velveteen gimmick, that gimmick was great because it was just better presentation. I'm not against you having the LGBTQ plus gimmick, but just make it good.
I don't think
this Quincy Elliott thing is good. I don't know what it is.
It's
like,
comedy. It's comedy wrestling, E-Ray. It's like Orange Cassidy, kind of, but not as believable.
Cassidy.
Correct, because he to the points he made earlier.
Better presentation.
Exactly.
Everything. It's all about presentation. When the Dream came, I was like, this dude is jacked. But it's Prince. I get it immediately. It's like it's androgynous. It can go either way.
Yes,
but he'll beat your ass and he might kiss you in the mouth. That's hilarious. Big Daddy V coming up on you. Like, that's what it seems like they're just repackaging that gimmick. And I was like, I wasn't a big fan of it then until he got into like the Ministry or whatever afterwards. I was like, that just
are you
scary.
talking about when he was
Viscera?
Not even Viscera, Mabel.
Yeah,
Men on a Mission.
That's all this is.
Well, they used to do this fucking raising the roof shit. They had Mo, the rapper. It was out of control.
Legitimately Quincy Elliott's gimmick, except for
100%
instead of raising the roof.
He even dressed like Mabel. It's crazy.
That's what I'm telling you. It's the gimmick.
It's wild.
Super David. I was like,
I think, you know what? As I further think about this, I think this is all a Vince thing that they just haven't cleaned up yet. I think Vince saw him and said, "Here's Mabel, and get out the purple trunks."
Mabel. And somebody had to tell him that Viscera died like 7 years ago.
Oh, so terrible. Yes, yeah. But I think that's where a lot of that comes from.
Death today, like Dub is on it with all the death.
Just,
I'm dark.
Just saying.
All right,
Dub's Death Day.
All right.
everywhere.
Whoa. Don't,
I mean, it was not me. It was a play on the movie Happy Death Day. That's all. I got you. I do not wish you.
I still don't like it.
You guys are still in Halloween mode.
Oh, 100%. It never is over here, Dub. The horror of love.
The horror of my life. That's what it said. The horror.
It just continues. No. The horrors.
The horrors. So, I mean, now we're done talking about that. We do need to do predictions for Halloween Havoc. You want to get that out the way now? I do want to actually start putting some consequences on here because we making bets and ain't nobody paying up. I had a great idea from I think a video somebody sent me earlier, but it was a man who did a remake or a cover of Rock With You.
Oh, I've seen this. I know what you're talking about.
And,
yeah, when you
the words are different. I feel like whoever loses needs to sing that, and we post it on the Twitters. Because I'm sick of nobody paying up. Y'all motherfuckers making
I
bets
still owe Hunch videos. It's documented.
That's what I'm saying.
Covered.
So we just need to say, hey, scratch that. This is what we doing going forward.
It's still gonna happen. When my personal life calms down, you will get a Hunch video Twitter. It will come.
What do you call that? Let me book karaoke style.
I like this though, because that video is hilarious.
It is. And I want the full songs, and we're gonna pick a song, and then somebody got to do it. We got to post it. Like, I lost the bet, and here we go. And he just.
I think that's fair, E-Ray.
Some choreo.
Let's start to put some accountability around this. I'm here for it.
Absolutely. Hold yourself accountable.
I'm good with that.
Okay, we ready to make some picks?
Absolutely.
Do you want to announce our member of the pod that's not here? His picks.
Oh, for sure.
No. Yeah.
We got to hold him accountable too. So if it's on wax, you said that shit.
Facts.
Hold on, let me
hearing J-Mo sing that song would do the most views. Even if it don't even do no views, I would just laugh every day. I watch it every day. I'd just be all the views.
Would want J-Mo to sing "Careless Whisper" by George Michael. J-Mo, if you lose, I'm gonna make you sing "Careless Whisper" by George Michael. I should make him play the saxophone that comes in before he sings.
Learn how to play it.
All right, picks.
No, he has to play it on the children's toy saxophone.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. Yes, I can drum up a little tight saxophone.
Guilty feet have got no. That's my shit. All right, here we go.
Good song.
Here we go. First match. We got a 6-match card here.
Okay.
First match, let me get J-Mo's picks pulled up. There we go. I'm just going to go from the bottom to the top. Apollo Crews versus Grayson Waller. Spin the wheel, make the deal. Match type has not been announced yet. I'm going to guess it's a gouge your eyes out match.
Okay.
J-Mo's pick. Wow, J-Mo's picking Grayson Waller.
Shocked.
Wow.
Because he finally gets it.
I'm going to go with Apollo.
Oh, wow. Did not expect that. I have to,
BA.
I'll be picking Grayson Waller to embarrass Crews.
Oh, really, mate?
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
I'm going with Apollo Crews here.
Oh, split the pie. Split the pie.
Yeah.
Grayson's gonna do some dastardly heel shit.
Nah, Apollo's gonna equalizer him, whatever that means.
But
now.
I also think Grayson, if that Wyatt 6 shit has any validation, any credence, that'll be his send off.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about it, but that's where I'm leaning. Grayson Waller can take a loss. I think Apollo is time.
Apollo! All right, here we go. Next match. Julius Creed versus Damon Kemp. Ambulance match.
Man.
J-Mo went with Creed. I am following suit and going with Creed.
Creed 3.
BA.
These
haven't
gimmick
seen
matches
it yet.
are hilarious, by the way. Shout out to Halloween Havoc from 1992 that did the same shit. With the
What up, y'all? It's your boy Smiles, aka Hip Hop Adam Schefter, aka LaJosh James, aka for all the ladies, the Chocolate Sauce Bandit. You already know what it is. Tune into an Audible Ruckus every week. And don't forget to check out my 2 shows at Shot vs. Smiles and Music Impulse on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, Amazon Music, whatever. Tune in. It's your boy Smiles, and I'm out.
spin the wheel, make the deal. But anyways, I will be choosing. Gotta go with Creed. The way that it's being booked, it's time for him to get his comeuppance on Mr. Damon Kemp. So yes, Julius Creed.
Right.
I'm gonna, make it a trifecta. This is a wash now because it honestly Kemp doesn't need it, and I don't see one of the Creed brothers just losing his job. Like, you know what, wrestling's not for me. We got the perfect out for you. Like, it doesn't make sense. So, yeah.
All right, so we're going Creed across the board there. All right. Next up, Roxanne Perez, Cora Jade. The Wheel made this a Weapons Wild match.
Roxanne.
I'm going right. That's where I'm going. What you think?
All right, and J-Mo picked Cora Jade.
Of course he did.
You guys going both with Roxy?
Yeah, I will be, just because Cora's been on her heel shit heavy, and that pin that Roxanne Perez took on NXT, I did see that. But
Should have been me.
Me too. Oh, hashtag the real me too. Anyways. Oh man. Roxanne. She's picking. I gotta pick her. She's got to get her comeuppance on.
Yeah, I'm going
Yeah,
right.
get her comeuppance because Cora Jade won by disqualification, and Roxanne put on a match where she got beat down. So I feel like she had to get her stride. So yeah, give it to Roxanne.
All right. Next up, we got what I think we'll all agree is going to be match of the night. The ladder match for the vacant NXT North American title. We got Mello. We got Oro Mensah. We got Wesley. We got Von Wagner.
Oh, he's going to be so bad. He's going to be so bad.
And we got Nathan Frazier.
J-Mo picked Von Wagner.
No, he didn't.
BA.
J-Mo picked Wesley.
Good pick. I can't hate on that. That's
J-Mo picked Wesley, and I agree with J-Mo. I'm going Wesley here.
Yeah. I'm in agreement too. I heard Wesley. I was like, oh, this is perfect. Mello don't got to take that pin. Wesley gets this title. Mello gets moved into more important things. So yeah, Wesley has deserves it. He makes the most sense out of all these other guys. If Von Wagner wins this match, I feel like we should all have to do something if he somehow wins this match. By the way, because that would be crazy. And I know E-Ray's not going to pick Von Wagner.
Like what? Turn off our TV and
in protest,
subscribe from Peacock, and
right.
I cancel my Peacock
start our
in
own
protest.
wrestling company,
right? Or see if Freddie Prinze needs some writers. I got you.
So I think Wesley just feels so obvious.
Correct.
But I know that it's time for Carmelo Hayes to move on with his business. Either going for the NXT title, and he be the one to dethrone Braun, or out of here. So I feel like it's gonna be somebody like Nathan Frazier. Like he just did the 2 out of 3 falls, blah blah blah.
Oh, yeah,
so you're saying Mello makes the belt important, and now the belt is going to make a guy like Nathan Frazier important?
That's what I feel like they're leaning towards, even though Wesley I think they got to give to Wesley, or that's just the easiest call. But I feel like
But
if they don't give it to Wesley, what's the whole point of this whole story they've been telling?
I don't know.
Because they're not hiring Wentz back anytime soon.
I kind of like your.
That's why I got to go with Wesley, but I don't want to. I think Nathan Frazier gonna end up winning it, but I got to pick Wesley
On some controversial shit involving Wesley. That's how you make that work, and you make Wesley still important by somebody else winning that title, and you give those two guys something of meaning to do because Nathan Frazier's earned it from his right. Exactly. They got a nice program because of. I mean, Nathan Frazier earned it from the Axiom 2 out of 3 falls nonsense, and Wesley been Wesleyan since he came back. So it just makes sense. If they book it like that, I would not be upset. But if you're gonna put that on Nathan Frazier, they gotta do it in a way where Wesley gets screwed over and people care
anybody
about
but Von Wagner. If Von Wagner takes that belt,
bruh.
I have the belt. I'm
typing an email out to whoever, asking them who was the agent on this match, so I can so we can start so we can start trolling them on Twitter.
Mail. Because I remember this would be almost as egregious as when Roman Reigns won the white belt IC title. I was like,
oh yeah, that just didn't feel
oh
right.
my god. I was going to buy that belt. I wanted that belt so bad. Cody had brought the white strap back. It was so dope. And then they just, for no reason, he just won it. And I was like, oh. And I was like, I don't want that belt no more. And it just made me dislike it. And I haven't really enjoyed the IC belt since. So there's that.
All right, here we go. Next match. Mandy Rose versus Alba Fire.
Elbow Fire.
For the Elbow Fire from the Night's Watch for the NXT Women's title.
From the King's God.
I learned my lesson.
The homie J-Mo is picking LaManda.
Yeah, I said I gotta go with J-Mo. I learned my lesson. Worlds Collide. I picked Final. No, I didn't pick Final Boss. I picked the other chick. I can't even think of her name right now. The chick that was the up and coming chick. But I picked against LaManda is the point of this story, so I will not pick against her until proven otherwise. So LaManda for the dub.
This is an interesting situation because I found out earlier today, even though she looks 47, Elbow Fire is really, I mean, and it just is what it is. No hate to her.
Is she like 28?
She's 28 years old.
Bruh, yeah, she must have had a hard life.
She looks like a grizzled young vet.
GYV.
She was grinding on the
OG
indies.
GYV.
Yeah,
that indie circuit in UK must have been torture.
Well, Dub, you will see how you still have, you know, that strong style over there from watching NXT UK. You know how strong that strong style is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I can't see nobody else in NXT is ready or even heated up to take the belt from her.
Correct.
So I feel like they have to just give it to Elbow Fire. I think I don't know. Hasn't she broken the record now for like, I don't know. She had it for a minute now.
Yes, I mean,
who, Mandy?
Yeah, she broke a record.
She should be at like the second or third longest title reign right now.
Yeah,
because the first is Asuka.
Yeah, nobody beating that.
I think the second might be Bayley or it might be Shayna Baszler.
It's hard. I don't want to pick any of the picks. Stop saying they picks first. Y'all put me in a corner. LaManda. I've chosen LaManda Rose, and she's won. LaManda Rose, excuse me. And I just think she's gotta lose it, but I don't see how because everybody I
thought the same thing.
But I feel like it's time for. This is hard for me. I'm sorry, guys, but it feels like it's time for, what's her name, to bring them back up, to bring all of them up. So Mandy Rose and Toxic Attraction are going to go back up, with old girl. So I think Elbow Fire. I just got to choose Elbow Fire for it.
All right. I'm going Alba Fire too because I do think Toxic Attraction getting called up. There's no question in my mind. Like they've kept JC and GG away from those tag titles, telling me that all right, clearly like they're not next in line for that, and this gives him a perfect out to take that belt off of Lamanda, put it on Alba Fire, who is a proven commodity. She held the NXT UK title for damn near a year. She was calling herself the Forever Champion over there. From what I heard, I never watched it at all, but I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
Pretty specific nickname to not watch it, but continue.
And I think you can put that belt on her, and that gives you time to like build up a Roxy or a Cora or a Nikita if you want to go that route, or even a Lash Legend since they already got beef, and you know the title's in a sure hand in the meantime, in between time. So Alba Fire. Next up, all right, guys, this is the main event, and really it's not the main event of the card per se, but it's the main event of this podcast because we're gonna see if somebody books Braun Breaker to retain. E-Ray, I'm gonna let you start off this one. Go ahead.
Who?
It's Braun Breaker versus Ilya Dragunov versus JD McDonough. Triple threat for the NXT title. And I'll throw this caveat out there to you too. Austin Theory made his return to NXT, held up that briefcase. Possibility.
That would be ridiculous,
Is that an
but I'll be cool with it.
All right, E-Ray, who you picking? Are you picking Braun Breaker to retain?
I feel like for the sake of psychology in the Reverse Flash universe, I have to choose Braun Breaker to retain because that certainly assures him to lose that belt on Saturday.
Oh, you're just digging into your Cleveland sports theories. That's how we all think as Cleveland sports fans. Yeah, man. You already know. You grew up. That's in your soul.
Jinx.
Right. I'm gonna bet against the
Braun
team I
Breaker's
really
never
want to
losing
win.
that belt.
Oh,
Not
man.
once.
All right, so E-Ray picking with his mind, trying to trick the universe, is picking Braun Breaker to retain. In his heart, he wants Ilya Dragunov to win. I'm letting you guys know that right now.
Oi.
I would have
Sorry,
bet on
I didn't say that.
McDonough for E-Ray, but Dragunov, yeah.
Nah, I know this guy. E-Ray is a big Dragunov fan. The only episodes of NXT UK he watched, either Dragunov was the champion.
That one on that
Or
random
was
Saturday
he?
morning.
All right, BA, give me your pick.
I get the thinking of picking Braun. I get it. Even from the perspective of just wanting to be right and not have to sing rock with you or whatever. I'm gonna risk it all. I'm not betting on Braun, even though he probably will win. I just can't do it, and I won't do it. Dragunov is gonna win this title. He's gonna pin McDonough so Braun can stay protected. But that's who your champion is.
That is the good pick.
Man.
You okay there, Doug?
You want to do it too?
No, I'm not.
Listen to your heart, Doug. Not your mind.
Listen to your heart.
I don't know the rest of the words.
But I heard it in the dive bar in Toledo.
I don't know the words to this white song, but pick your pick.
You know what? I'm going Braun Breaker, and I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong so bad. I want to be wrong.
I love it.
I want to be wrong so bad.
Here we go.
But I don't know. You know what? I'm picking Braun Breaker because I want Melo to be the guy to take that belt off of him. Because I wanted it to be Santos for so long, but Santos is on the bigger and brighter things, and he gets to look at Zelina every week, so I'm not mad at him. So I want Melo to be the one to take that belt off of Braun. So I got to go Braun to retain here. And E-Ray picked Dragunov. So
You mean
BA, you and
J-Mo did.
Dragon.
E-Ray,
J-Mo.
E-Ray almost ripped
Sorry.
his heart out saying Braun Breaker. He absolutely did not.
So me and E-Ray are going Braun Breaker against our better judgment and against the feelings in our heart. And
The heart of the car.
BA and J-Mo
The heart of the
are
car.
going Dragunov. All right, guys. And ladies and gentlemen, those are your Halloween Havoc picks.
We'll be live tweeting this event.
Oh, absolutely.
Was it Saturday night?
Absolutely. Yep. No, yeah, Saturday night.
You might catch me. I'm not gonna make any bold proclamations, but I may be free. I may not be. We'll see.
Okay. All right. You and Quincy might got a date.
Oh God. Anyways, moving on.
Right. Rounding the corner to our other
Title Tuesday.
Our other show.
So mad
guys.
I wasted my Tuesday night on this.
On this special presentation of AEW, there were 4 title matches. Spoiler alert, not a title changed hands.
And BA took the bait. I got bait and switched. Damn, Tony.
I mean, I took the bait too. But the main thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, special edition Tuesday, Title Tuesday, is that the Dalton Castle agenda finally paid off. Dalton Castle and the boys on your television for the Ring of Honor title. Of course, Jericho retained because Jericho's pretty much Hogan at this point. Writing his own.
He is
script.
AEW Hogan. That's a whole subject matter in itself.
Listen here, brother.
Yeah,
That doesn't work for me, brother.
Yeah, working a little stiff there, brother.
drink it in,
Brother.
I think he broke my neck, brother.
We haven't even started the match yet. Oh well, I need my neck brace, brother.
All right, Jericho, I want to do this spot and this spot and this spot. That doesn't work for me, brother.
I think I'm going over tonight. Huh, Jericho? You went over like the last month. It's a creative control, brother. Creative.
3 leg salts.
Right.
And a
All right, I heard you talking with Dean about some tope suicidas. Now we're gonna take that out, brother. No one's jumping on me.
That doesn't
brother.
work for 50-year-old Chris. Doesn't work for me, brother. I'm going over tonight.
It's all about the lion heart, brother.
Because Jericho,
I'm gonna pin you with my slow spinning back fist.
Jericho must Judas.
Don't worry. Jericho must Judas. Oh,
it's going on.
Incredible.
That was great.
That's for one of our many
That was
T-shirts coming
great.
soon. Jericho
God,
must
that was
Judas.
All right, guys.
Can we talk about
What was your big takeaway from Title Tuesday?
I'll go. My big takeaway: Dalton Castle and the boys are stars. They need to be signed to AEW immediately, and they need to win the actual belt. John Moxley, can you imagine John Moxley versus Dalton Castle, and Dalton Castle just launching random man boy after man boy at Moxley? He catches them and just gives them the fucking paradigm shift each time. Like you think it's a tope, he's and he's just throwing them like somebody spamming moves in Mortal Kombat, just shooting fireballs at you from across the room. Then when he runs out of boys, Moxley dives in the ring. Dalton Castle gives him the look, then catches him. Do what do you call that? What is that? A hanging German, just dead weight German, and then he wins.
Oh, dead weight German,
it's
yeah.
so great. Dalton Castle that character is too good. We need that.
Sports entertain the fuck out
So
of me.
much. I'm like, this is ridiculous. He just stepped on a man's back to get in the ring. That dude's dead now. He's paralyzed forever. I was like, shit, this is incredible. But yes, that was my biggest takeaway from Title Tuesday, which has nothing to do with any titles.
But it's so good.
Isn't he the real trios champion, as you coined him, Dub?
You're fucking right, BA. The true trios.
Why don't they
Everybody
just
has
have them
titles,
fight
so.
the real trios champions? That should be a match in itself. Dalton Castle and the boys versus Pac and
Death Triangle?
Those guys.
Sign me up.
Yes.
Sign me up.
Might as well
Same
happen.
thing. Substitute Moxley for Pac. One Pac Shakur now.
I mean, it'll help Tony get rid of his title problem. He just make undisputed trios titles instead of 2 different companies having trios titles. It would make things a little more easy for booking, but that makes too much sense, so it won't happen. So
Love it.
yeah, let's continue on.
Love it.
My thoughts on Dynamite, or what stuck out to me the most, were two things. One, you alluded to it at the beginning of your intro to AEW. Dub, no titles changing, but titles being advertised like they actually matter. Even in the days of Clash of the Champions in WCW, like when they would put that on every couple months, titles mattered. And that's what I was
thinking. At least one title change. At least one
that's
title
in my
change
mind as I was
champion.
sitting there like, I got an hour, some change to watch some TV without anybody bothering me on Tuesday. Should I watch NXT?
Even if it was them making Booker T do a job and lose his TV title for the 25th time. A title.
Yo, it's E-Ray, the quasi-bad guy, the Diet Coke of evil, the side god of pod, and I'm here to tell y'all, come check out my show, Binge Flicks and Chill. You never know what you're going to get, but we always talking some good shit when it comes to television and the latest movies. So we want to bring y'all in. We want to make sure you have a good time. You learn something, you laugh, you cry, you might stab a nigga or two. I don't know what you're going to get, but that shit's popping. So come check out Binge Flicks and Chill. And it's me, E-Ray, and I'm out.
Correct. So I think that was the number one most disappointing thing. And number two, the MJF face turn, man, it really scares the shit out of me. I see it happening more and more each week. And it just stuck out. Even though he had a great promo, it was fucking great. They are trying to make him more of a martyr.
You know what's funny about this MJF face turn? Yeah. What's funny about it is that this whole face turn is built off of just promos where he's telling his supervillain origin story.
Correct. Yes, man. But to our point on many episodes, people vibe with heels. The heel story is always cooler than the fucking cheese babyface story. And yes, that's all you, like you said, Dub. He's doing that so people can relate. It's dangerous because this is the type of pop he needs. He needs nuclear heat for people to buy into him just being an asshole. Now he's being relatable and it's dangerous. So that was my number one thing.
But the other thing about it, like, I think these things he's bringing up in like these supervillain origin stories are like real things.
Oh yeah, I think they are too.
Like I think he might be a guy that's been slighted his whole life, and now
that's so good.
Unlike most like kids that have been bullied, he has a chance to look his bullies and his detractors in the eye and say, "Look at me now."
But the thing with that though, Dub, is like, for example, the promo this past week, that could be, and the thing is, what's making it so good is these are things like genuine, like, hey, dude, you got fucking William Regal, like, you can email him and he's emailing you back. How many indie guys can say that? So that's the way he could try to spin it. But no, let's try to make it like William Regal fucked me over and told me I'm nothing. Look at me now. William Regal's just like, you still got shit to do, kid, and kind of just shit on his whole promo, which was fucking great. But it's just to the point of like, he can take this either way. But whoever's booking his storyline, whoever, if anybody actually is or not, they're telling that this whole like relatable shit is dangerous, man. I don't like it. I appreciate the work, but he's their only thing that matters right now as far as eyes cutting on their product. So why do that?
So I think they're at a point with MJF now where even if he took it the heel route after cutting that promo, if he beat the shit out of William Regal, they still probably would have cheered him. I think the AEW core fan base just loves this guy.
True.
And there's nothing he can do wrong.
I agree.
Like, outside of, like, actually commit murder, like, he would have had to actually, like, punch Regal in the back of the head with that ring, and Regal just would have had to been gushing to the point where Regal would have died.
That would have got a bigger pop.
For them to be like,
they would have loved that even more.
Right. You know those AEW
Regal must
fans.
bleed.
Hey, it's in the name.
Right, yes. That's what made me think that.
Yeah.
Just saying. But, I mean, I agree with Dub. I think at this point, he's just so over. And, I mean, I haven't really seen much of Starks lately. I haven't seen several other people. But what I did notice not only it's like simultaneous things are happening. It's like things are happening in different parts of the universe, but they're still connected. The whole time, you got MJF having this very public kind of moral quandary and sort of face turn. You got alienation going on in the Blackpool Combat Club, and you got the issues with Yuta having enough shit. Like, look, dog, you sitting there kissing what's the name's ass. I could have told you it was going down like that, and you ain't giving me the credit. You ain't giving me the shine that you giving Garcia. And Bryan Danielson's like, he's like, dude, he has Dragon Slayer in his fucking background, and you just letting that go. He's like, me and Claudio knew that shit. I bled for this. He was like, and I don't want to be around you no more, you bum. All you do is lose anyway. And I'm like, oh, damn, putting some more edge on heel Bryan. And I think if you for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. I think MJF, if they do go ahead and full tilt them to like not necessarily white meat baby face, but just tweener likable guy, I think you can do the same amount with Bryan Danielson and flip him right back to where he was, kind of out of the Blackpool Combat Club, just taking on people and just causing anarchy and telling he's the best wrestler in the world and breaking their legs like he was just doing. That shit was gold.
Oh yeah, that was great.
And that way he got to lose no more either. So I think two things can be true, and I think it's time for MJF to get that belt, because for not even the fans, not for MJF, but for the sake of Renee, she needs a vacation, and Jon Moxley is got to lose that belt in order for her to receive it.
So what they say, Full Gear was like what, November 2nd?
Sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, November 2nd. So after that, I don't think we see Moxley or Renee until whatever the next AEW pay-per-view is, like right before Mania or something.
I could see it.
That man needs a vacation.
He's been carrying that shit on his back like Atlas.
Yeah,
Tony Khan, AEW, I got you.
But speaking of Moxley, he also defended his world title against Hangman Page.
Emphasis on
in a
man.
match that, yeah, he's a man.
Man.
Which a match that was going good, and then Moxley took his head off. Yeah.
Then he did.
Match stoppage. Hangman's hurt. I haven't seen any, reports of what the actual injury is. It was a concussion.
Page said he's good.
Now, did y'all? So, I mean, BA, did you watch the match at all?
I did see that match.
Okay.
Typical Moxley match. It was a typical Mox match.
Yeah. But did you think that was actually happening, or did you think they were working you? What?
No. Usually, well, you know what? I thought there was a bit of work in there, because usually if somebody gets hurt, they throw the X up and get them out the ring. Like, that's usually what happens. But it was weird to see them like kind of make it such a spectacle, because usually they don't like that kind of stuff. Promoters don't want to show the danger. Right, they don't want to show the danger in wrestling. And when that kind of stuff happens, like when it happened with Big E, they got him the fuck out the way and kept the camera off of him. Or when Triple H has gotten hurt in matches, like they just tell his ass to sit there,
or his whole bicep off,
get us out of here, type of stuff. Yeah, that's what I expected to see. So that's why I thought there was an element of work there. But before that happened, it was a typical Moxley match. He bled. Page did some moves. It was kind of just a mid-match until that happened. That was the most exciting thing that happened in the match, sadly enough. But it was, like I said, typical Moxley affair up until that point.
Yeah, I didn't think there was any work to it at all, just from the way that they kind of kept the camera away from what they were doing with Page. And like when they were done, like, and they got him out of the ring, you saw that the bottom rope was loosened. That tells me that they didn't feel comfortable enough moving him, that they had to get that gurney in there and get those people around him to get him out. That's what told me, like, oh, this is not workable at all. Yep. And I think Tony, to his credit, told MJF, yo, get out there. We were probably going to announce that you were cashing in a Full Gear anyway. Make something happen real quick. And
boy, did he.
MJF, to his credit, professional as he is, got out there, made you think he was getting ready to go because he still had 5 minutes left in the show. And he's like, nope, I want you at full strength, Full Gear. I'm like, damn, that's real John Cena.
I was like,
that's real John Cena of you, MJF. I don't know if I like that.
Like, he was an extra during the Cena era. He learned a lot from Cena Nation.
He was probably carrying what's his name's crown.
He probably was.
King Regal?
No, he was carrying Triple H's throne. Bow down to the, everybody is like carried Triple H one way or another. So.
Yeah, he was absolutely carrying Triple H in one of his grand WrestleMania entrances when he was on the throne.
Bow down to the game.
Yeah. Which I also found out that I think Tom Savini did the mask for the crown with the skull
with
face.
The skull. Yeah, he did.
Fucking crazy, man. That guy's a legend.
They hire the best, man, when they want to do that kind of stuff. At least they don't fucking cheapskate it. But anyways, I'm not going to shit on another company. So yes, they spend money when they need to spend money, and don't brag about having money. But yeah,
spend them ducking.
Right, so, any other takeaways from AEW Title Battle Tuesday Championship-a-thon? Anything else?
I hope the Jade stuff doesn't end. I hope that ends somewhere. This whole Jade and Nyla Rose thing. Her stealing the title and trying to make it matter. It's something different than the normal affair, but I'm curious on what they're gonna do with it.
To make her chase. It's a great way to make her chase without losing.
I think this is like a Family Guy scenario. They brought out the manatees and was like, how can we book Jade so where it's not Goldberg and she's 200-0 in a month? They said, somebody steals a belt. She chases them
and
around.
Start claiming the title. I am the title holder now.
It's hilarious, man.
It's great, and I think to her credit, Nyla Rose, as I've said before, has gotten so much more comfortable in her role. So she just says some funny shit. So her promos are pretty good at this point.
Yeah. I think Vicky's been rubbing off on her.
Yeah, she's leaning into a lot of little things. I'm like, I like this. So I don't know. I like what they're doing. I don't know how it's gonna end. And yeah, that's about it. I honestly do not care what's going on with the main women's title picture. It's stale as hell.
It's a whole lot
Tony
of nothing.
Storm says she's not an interim champ. That's all I got. She says she's to take interim off my name.
Because the Booker, Kenny Omega, has been suspended for the last month. He was booking the whole time. So what I've heard is Chris Jericho, brother, is going to be taking over.
Fuck Jericho.
And he probably, after he finishes this disgracing of ROH belt, as he's been calling it, that he's going to probably take a role in the back and be more of like a booker position, more like the guy that starts to put the stuff together. And they said that like Chris Jericho has a mind for this business like no other. So I'm hoping that his presence actually stabilizes like and makes sense, because he's been able to get pretty much everything over, and it's like it just keeps working. And I mean, he still hangs with the same guys, and those dudes are never getting over, but it's just still fun because they get to come out to Judas. So when you get to sports, Danis, like it's so ridiculous.
Jericho must Judas, man. You got to end the show with Judas blasting in the crowd now because CM Punk's gone. So you can't end with the CM Punk promo and call it personality as we fade to black. Now it's Judas.
Judas. Yeah, Judas ends racism. I don't care what you say. I promise you. You just blast that worldwide and like everybody's speaker, hack everybody, and there you go.
Well,
Judas in my mind.
We in the 80s it was Hogan posing. Now it's Judas. Save the world.
I'm not mad at it.
I'm not either.
All right. Anything else we want to give the people? I think we can get out of here. Give them a nice little 1:30.
Yeah.
Anything else? Anybody?
I think we about covered it this week. Some solid wrestling. Can't really complain.
That's what you said to Quincy.
About covered it. E-Ray trying to get me in trouble, man. I'm not even gonna respond back with the jokes that I could have right now. We gonna just get out of here. That being said,
I feel you.
E-Ray, take us out of here.
Well, guys, it's been another great episode of Let Me Book the Territory. When I'm not here, I'm on Inaudible Ruckus, and we are operating every Saturday. You can catch me there. You can also catch me on the latest episode of Inebriated Geniuses, wherever you can listen to your podcast. I am there working on the new season of Binge Flicks and Chill for y'all. I am on E_RAY the bad guy on Instagrams and E_RAY the hipster on the Twitters. Anything that you got going on, Dub, that you need to let the people know?
Ladies and gentlemen, every Tuesday, new episodes of Embrace the Turn Up, the greatest cultural commentary pod known to mankind. Episode 4 of NawFam, your new favorite sports debate show with me and the homie Tare, will be out this Tuesday. I, myself, will be at SmackDown in Toledo tomorrow. Well, today, as you guys are listening to this. So when you see me out, please just too sweet me. And if you have a title belt, I am making you defend it right then and there.
Yeah, just kick him in the nuts.
yeah, just start stunning people.
Ooh, low blow.
Oh yeah, I'm RKOing people right in the middle of downtown Toledo.
There you go.
I might break my elbow in the process, but
Might get
whatever.
stabbed
I was
by
about to
nobody
say,
with blood,
the
so
crazy
that's
thing
all.
about it is even if SmackDown wasn't happening, you'd see people getting RKO'd in downtown Toledo. So.
Facts.
We're in Jabot jeans. Yeah. But yeah.
Oh, geez. Shout
Let
out to
them
the
know.
mid-2000s. Y'all know,
Did you guys notice Luke Gallows wearing
yes,
Jabot jeans on
E-Ray
Raw?
called it out in the chat.
No, that
No,
was
that was me, but okay.
I thought
was
E-Ray
like, no,
said
give
something
my
about
credit.
Jabot jeans.
No, I'm like, wait
Maybe
a
that
minute.
was you, Dub. I'm sorry for stealing your cred. But no,
Just put me over.
yeah, I got you, man. I put our podcast over, our illustrious, the world's greatest Twitter handle for wrestling coverage to this day. That's what BA is usually working. The @LetMeBookPod Twitter page. I alluded earlier in the show, I may be live tweeting during Halloween Havoc. I don't even know if I have plans on Saturday night. We'll see. But yeah, if I don't have nothing, if I'm sitting around, I will be live tweeting with the rest of the IWC. If not, I'll definitely watch that shit later on Peacock. But outside
Halloween Havoc ends.
shout out to Michael Myers. And speaking of Halloween ends and all that stuff, since BA's football season is coming to a soon end, for my coaching position, that effort and energy that goes to is going to start going into this endeavor that I'm going to be creating on the side and leaning in on my pod brethren to get going. So that's going to be start getting cooked up in the lab. But that's all BA's got going on right now. I'm looking forward to freedom coming soon, where I have some free time to enjoy my hobbies again. Yes.
Freedom!
Yes. Looking forward to it.
All right. Well, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone else that are listening, it's been a phenomenal time. The phenomenal A-Dub Styles, B.A. DiBiase, and E-Ray Must Bleed. It's been another one, guys. We're out of here. Everything is wrestling. Too sweet me when you see me, and let the madness wash over you. Yeah. And we're out.
Peace.